In our previous video, we have seen about device rectifier, different types of rectifiers. Then we have seen about first type of rectifier, which is half wave rectifier. Now, in this video, we will see about second type of rectifier, which is center tap full wave rectifier. Here, as we know that rectifier converts AC into DC, we will see how center tap type of full wave rectifier converts AC into DC. In case of center tap full wave rectifier, we have to use center tap type of transformer. This center tap type of transformer is slightly different transformer. Here is one tapping over the half of the secondary winding. There is one tapping where we get 0 volt, or this point is considered as ground point. If we take example that we have one 909 volt type of center tap transformer, then here we will get 9 volt, here we will get 9 volt, and the total voltage across the whole of the secondary winding will be 9 plus 9, that means 18 volt. If we take another example that we have one center tap type of transformer of which the rating is 12-0-12. It means that across the upper half secondary winding, of course here we get 12 volt. Across the lower half part of the secondary winding we will get 12 volt, and the total voltage across the whole of the secondary winding will be 12 plus 12 is equal to 24 volt. So such type of center tap type of transformer we have to use. In addition to this, we have to use two diodes. D1 and D2 are the two diodes. Also there is one load resistance RL across which we will get the output voltage. And the AC input, AC supply is connected here across the primary winding of the transformer. The transformer which is used here converts high voltage AC into low voltage AC. Then this low voltage AC is given to the rectifying unit, and the rectifying unit converts this AC into DC. Across the secondary winding of the transformer, the voltage which is available will act as input voltage for rectifying unit. But the AC which is available across the secondary winding or ends A and B changes polarities for every half cycle. Here, when there comes positive half cycle of the input AC, and A becomes positive and end B becomes negative. Because of this, diode D1 becomes forward biased and diode D2 is in reverse bias. So out of the two diodes, only diode D1 conducts current, but D2 does not conduct current. Now let us see how current flows. If we start from this point, current flows through diode D1, load resistance RL and upper half of the secondary winding as shown by arrows of blue color. Because of this, current which is flowing through the load resistance RL, we get output voltage which is shown here as D1. Now, when there comes next half cycle, negative half cycle, and A becomes negative, B becomes positive, diode D2 will be in forward bias, D1 will be in reverse bias. Only diode D2 conducts. Current flows through the diode D2, load resistance RL and lower half of the secondary winding as shown by arrows which are of red color. In this way, again current flows through the load resistance RL, due to which we will get output voltage across it, which is shown here. In this way, alternately, for each half cycle, out of the two diodes, one diode conducts current and we get output voltage across the load resistance RL. But if we see the direction of current in both the cases, whether the diode D1 conducts or D2 conducts, the direction of current is always same, and this is the nature of DC, that current always flow in one direction. In this way, the center tap follow rectifier converts AC into DC. Here, now we have to see about the concept of peak inverse voltage in case of center tap follow rectifier. If diode D2 conducts, at that time D1 is not conducting. When D2 conducts, the voltage across lower half of the secondary winding which will appear across it. But at the same time, the diode which is non-conducting, that means diode D1. What is about the voltage which appears across the diode D1? It will be total secondary voltage. If we say this voltage as Vp and this voltage as Vp, Vp plus Vp, that means 2 times Vp will appear across the non-conducting diode D1, and hence in case of center tap follow rectifier, peak inverse voltage is equal to 2 times Vp. Also, in case of center tap follow rectifier, average voltage is given by average voltage is equal to 2 times Vp upon pi is equal to 0.636 times Vp. Also, maximum efficiency in case of center tap follow rectifier is near about double than that of the half wave rectifier. It is 81.2%. Of course, this rectifier utilizes both half cycles of input AC, and that's why the ripple frequency is get doubled. But still, it is having some disadvantages. Now, let us see about the disadvantages of this rectifier. Since we have to use center tap type of transformer. We must have one center tap type of transformer. This is the first disadvantage. Without using center tap type of transformer, we cannot construct the center tap type of rectifier. Another disadvantage in case of this rectifier is, since each diode utilizes only one half of the transformer secondary voltage. For example, when diode D1 conducts, it utilizes only upper half of the secondary voltage. When diode D2 conducts, it utilizes only lower half of the secondary voltage. And that's why, since each diode utilizes only one half of the transformer secondary voltage, the output is low or output is small. And the third disadvantage is that the peak inverse voltage of a diode used is twice than that of the diode used in case of half-wave rectifier. So diodes used must have high PIV rating, since in case of center tap full wave rectifier PIV is equal to 2 times Vp, and that's why diode must have high PIV rating. So these are the three disadvantages of center tap full wave rectifier. In the next video, we will see about the third type of rectifier, which is bridge full wave rectifier.